Hello and welcome to Hydrology online class. My goal for this class is for you to learn and understand about the concept of groundwater from Himalayan mountains of Bhutan. In today's class, we are going to discuss about water sources in Bhutan, relationship between spring water and groundwater, concepts of groundwater, and then we'll discuss about zones of groundwater, which serves as a beautiful water sources for people not only residing on the top of mountain but also to the lower downstream, and they are known as the glaciers, and we do have a lot of glacial lakes in our country. Like, we do have a lot of lakes and drinking water source for the communities, but of recent there has been report coming across the countries that water sources are drying up, lakes and nearby streams are drying up and causing a lot of problems to our local people. And also we do have a beautiful wetlands in our country. Of all, three wetlands are well known in our country. They are in Bumdaling, one is in Kotoka, and one is in Objika, which many of you might have been to these places. And they are well known in the sense since they are registered under Ramsar site in our, and the major source of drinking water is from rivers, and these rivers are in turn made up of many springs which join together to make a big stream, and this stream and river serve as a drinking water sources in our country. So now, to understand the relationship between spring water and groundwater, we will describe which is underneath of Earth's surface. In a very layman term, it means groundwater is the water which is present beneath Earth's surface in the areas between soil pores and the fractures of rock formation. We are very clear that if we have a lake here, we just understand in the surface that if it rains on the top of mountain, so some amount of water goes as a surface flow, and this contributes to the increased volume of this lake. But we are unaware that there are some fractures of rock which also helps this water to infiltrate and then percolate till the aquifer, and then it also contribute to the rising and the fall of this lake. So as you see here, you will see at the moment sometimes there is an increase in the lake level, not only because of the surface flow but also because of the contribution made by the groundwater. So this is also known as the inflow. There is an inflow of groundwater which gives rising of this lake in the summer or our dry season. Now we will see what is the spring. So spring is defined as a place where water flows naturally from rock or sediment onto the ground surface. So the most important term here is you have to understand naturally, okay? So it is a nature flow of groundwater. So spring proves that there is groundwater in mountainous region, because groundwater is nothing but it's a discharge of natural discharge of groundwater in the mountainous area or the place where it's slopy. So here you see like there's a coming out of spring, and when it comes out, if you observe properly in the source of the river, you'll see that it is either coming from the rock, okay, that you see here, or either from the different type of rock, or even because of some fractures, okay, that as you see here, okay, there are some fractures and faults here, okay, so they becomes the source of spring. So if you observe properly, if you try to analyze the types of rock here and here, okay, so in many cases they will be very different. So in this case, okay, and there are some terms known as contact spring, because this represent the contact of two type of rocks. So lower, let's say it's a shale, okay. Shale is impervious rock which doesn't allow water to seep down or like infiltrate as a result, okay. Those permeable rock, okay, or the pervious rock like a limestone, okay, that you see here, allow the rock water to go in, and then when it encounter with this impervious or some granite or some igneous rock, okay, then the discharge come out, okay. So that is a spring that you see here. And now we'll discuss about to understand the groundwater, okay, very well, we have to understand the zones of groundwater. It is also known as the profile of groundwater. So in zones of groundwater, there are two important zones. So first one is zone of aeration, okay. So aeration here refers to the air, okay. So this is the zone, okay, where the pores is filled with air and water, okay. So this is the zone of aeration, okay, up to here. So these pores, okay, or the spaces or area between these soil grains or rock grains, okay, or the group or the particles. So you will see both airs and water here, okay. So that's why it's known as zone of aeration. Unlike a zone of saturation, okay, below is a zone of saturation. In this zone of saturation, it's defined as all pores are filled with water, okay. So you see it's fully occupied with water, okay, and there's no air, okay. So that's why it's a saturated zone. So this is the earth surface, and when you go down, okay, so we have studied about the water soil moisture, okay. So soil moisture is up to this, okay, and beyond this becomes a fully waterlogged, okay, or it's known as zone of saturation. This zone and this line, okay, so line here is known as water table, okay. It's defined as division between zone of aeration on the top and zone of saturation below, okay. So it's the topmost layer of saturation, zone of saturation. So that's a water table. So henceforth, when we discuss about rising and falling of water table, so I mean to refer the zone between zone of aeration and zone of saturation, okay. And there's a term called capillary fringe, okay. And capillary fringe is because there are many capillary actions, okay, taking place in this area as a result of tubular or capillary, okay. We have studied in transpiration pool, okay, cohesive nature of water pulls another molecule of water, okay, and water rise up, okay, which ultimately gives to increase in the soil moisture, in turn helps organisms and plants to grow. So this is what capillary fringe means, okay. So I hope you have understood, okay. We discussed about water sources in Bhutan, relationship between spring water and groundwater. Then we discussed about the concept of groundwater, and then we also looked into the zones of groundwater. Okay, that's end of today's class. I encourage you to share your thoughts, share your ideas, and share your support over next few weeks. Thank you for listening it to be part of your professional development. Goodbye.